नमस्कार दोस्तों, आपका स्वागत है आपके अपने YouTube चैनल विधि जुडिशियल एकेडमी में। मेरा नाम है विजेंद्र वर्मा एंड आई एम द डायरेक्टर फाउंडर ऑफ द विधि जुडिशियल एकेडमी। We provide coaching for the judicial services exams, and through this video we are trying to reach out to you to provide you full professional exam oriented coaching for the judicial services, and that is free of cost. इन क्लासेस में जो वीडियोस हम आपको प्रोवाइड करेंगे, वी आर गोइंग टू प्रोवाइड यू द एंटायर फाउंडेशन कोर्स इंक्लूडिंग ऑल द बुक्स, इंक्लूडिंग all the details, whether it is required for the prelims or mains or for the guidance for the interview. मीन्स इन वीडियोस को आपने सिर्फ इतना करना है, सीक्वेंस में देखना है, प्लेलिस्ट को अच्छी तरीके से देखना है। सब्जेक्ट वाइज मिल जाएंगे आपको, सीपीसी, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, बीएनएस, बीएनएसएस, इन सब की प्लेलिस्ट आपको सीक्वेंस में मिलेगी। इन प्लेलिस्ट को देख करके आपने यू हैव टू टेक द कोचिंग फ्रॉम द स्क्रैच। फर्स्ट वीडियो से लेके लास्ट वीडियो तक आपने करना है। उन्हीं वीडियोस में आपको गाइड किया गया है कि किस तरीके से आप किसी को कोई सा पर्टिकुलर प्रोविजन, सेक्शन, सब सेक्शन उसको प्रीलिम्स के लिए पढ़ना है क्या, मेंस के लिए पढ़ना है क्या, और उसके किस तरीके से नोट्स करने चाहिए, कैसे आपको रिवीजन करना चाहिए। इन्हीं वीडियोस में डिटेल में गाइडेंस आपको मिलेगी। तो प्लीज आपसे ये रिक्वेस्ट है, आप ये ना समझें कि यूट्यूब में फ्री में दिया गया है तो फिर ऐसे ही होगा। ये वो प्रोफेशनल कोर्स है जिसके लिए हम लोग अच्छी खासी हाई फीस लेते आए हैं स्टूडेंट से, लेकिन एक टाइम आता है इंसान को समाज के लिए भी करना चाहिए, और उसी इंटेंशन के साथ में वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग यू द एंटायर कोर्स फ्री थ्रू द यूट्यूब चैनल विधि जुडिशियल एकेडमी। तो प्लीज हर वीडियो की जो थंबनेल है उसको देख करके आपको आइडिया लग जाएगा कि इसका सब्जेक्ट क्या होने वाला है। कुछ टॉपिक्स ऐसे होते हैं जिनको एक लेक्चर में कवर नहीं किया सकता, तो उसमें लेक्चर नंबर 1, 2, 3 सीक्वेंस से मिलेगा। प्लीज उस तरीके से देख लीजिएगा, और नोट्स आपको अपडेटेड मिलेंगे, उसके लिए कहीं जाने की जरूरत नहीं है। नोट्स का जो लिंक मिलेगा आपको डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में मिल जाएगा आपको। एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच, विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट।
See, if you got this same thinking base, सेम ही पैरल लैंग्वेज पर, सेम ही लैंग्वेज पर आपको डिफेंडेंट कर सकना है। रूल 3, who may be joined as defendants, joinder of defendants as well. So come to the joinder of defendants. Rule 3, very important for your prelims. Which rule provide for the joinder of defendants? Rule 3. Which rule provide for the joinder of plaintiffs? Rule 1. Like this. Rule 1, 3 of which order? Order 1. Don't forget this. Now see this. Go to the language of order 3. Same language, I will not take that much pain now. All persons may be joined in one suit as defendants, just plaintiff is replaced by defendants, where any right to relief in respect to the same act or transaction exists in such persons, and if separate suit were brought against them, any common question of law or fact would arise. Same language is there. तो इसको मैं एक्सप्लेन करके आपको, प्लीज सी दिस स्लाइड, यू कैन सी दिस। दीज आर डिफेंडेंट D1, D2, D3. Right to relief against them, in favor of plaintiffs, है ना, is arising from the same act or transaction, or it may be the series of transactions. And similarly, if different suits are brought against them, common question of law or fact will be there. Got it? So there are two requirements, same requirements in case of plaintiffs, same requirements in case of defendants. Rule 1 and 3, this is dealing with what? This is. So you can see this. Please see this example. A enters into an agreement jointly with B and C to sell 100 tins of oil. So A is agreeing with two persons, B and C. A thereafter refuses to deliver the goods. It means A is committing the breach of contract. So here what? Here both B and C are the plaintiffs. They are the victims of this breach of contract. Okay. Now they both, each of them has a right to recover damages from A. A is having right to recover damages. B is having right to recover damages. C is also having the right to relief, that is to claim damages against A. Now the said right arises out of the same transaction, that is what? Breach of agreement, breach of contract, you can say. And common question of law and fact would arise. B and C therefore may file a suit jointly. If this suit is brought, अलग अलग लाएंगे, तो here what can say, B and C can be the joint plaintiffs. So this is a case of joinder of plaintiffs. Similarly can be the examples of joinder of defendants. I hope it is satisfactorily explained to you. Now कर लेंगे. Now see, very important. Please go to orders 1, rule 6 and 7. So here you saw joinder of plaintiffs, rule 1, joinder of defendants, rule 3. Now rule 6 is dealing with a specific case, contract, same contract. You see the heading, joinder of parties liable on same contract. Don't forget this rule. The plaintiff may at his option join as parties to the same suit all or any of the persons. Please देखिए highlight this, all or any of the persons, severally or jointly and severally liable on any one contract, including parties to bill of exchange, hundies and promissory notes. So I read Bare Act language for you. Now you please see this language. Please see this slide for you. What is this? You see the language here again. The plaintiff may at his option join as party to the same suit. Kinko? All or any of the persons who are severally and jointly liable on any one contract. अब मैं समझा दूं कैसे. The part, there is a single contract. Got it? Now it means what? कि if there are two or more parties, suppose कीजिए you are committing breach of contract, two or three parties are committing breach of contract. I am the plaintiff and you all three have entered into contract with me. Now, this is what? कि if you have committed breach of contract, so should I bring suit against all of you or I can single out you? So what rule 6 says? That in such case, when liability is on the basis of any one contract, these persons, the persons committing breach, they are because they are the same transaction, same contract. Plaintiff may join as parties. Okay, कौन से? All or any of the persons. Please see the language. Or I can join you, all of you, or any of you. I can single out you as well, single one person. Got it or not? So I may join as parties you all or any of you, all or any of the persons, कौन से? Who are severally or jointly and severally liable. समझ करने करेंगे? बोलो हाँ है ना? तो this is only on the basis of the rule 6 का base क्या है? This is only contract. So it is what if the question comes that in case of a contract, who can be joined as parties, then you will have to read also along with rule 1 and rule 1 and 3, rule 6 also should be read there. This is saying this is the choice of, this is not compulsion कि he will have to join all the parties. Plaintiff has a choice, he can join all persons or any of them. Now come to rule 7. Very, very important for your prelims, rule 7. When plaintiff in doubt from whom redress is to be sought, where plaintiff is in doubt, please highlight this. क्या है? Plaintiff को doubt है. Plaintiff is in doubt as to the person from whom he is entitled to obtain redress. अब मुझे ये समझ में नहीं आ रहा सूट में किसके खिलाफ लेके जाऊं. Either you or you as a plaintiff I am in doubt. Then what is the direction of CPC? He may join two or more defendants, no problem. ठीक है ना? You see this. He may join. In that case, he may join two or more defendants in order that the question as to which of the defendants is liable and to what extent may be determined. किस डिफेंडेंट की कितनी लायबिलिटी है उसको डिटर्मिनेशन करने के लिए, उस प्रश्न का निर्धारण करने के लिए he may join two or more defendants, and you can see this in slide as well. Now rule 7 applies when the plaintiff is in doubt. देखो ब्रेक करके पढ़ोगे समझ में आएगा आपको. कब रूल 7 कब अप्लाई होगा? जब प्लेंटिफ डाउट में होगा. रूल 6 कब अप्लाई होगा? जब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का ब्रीच होगा। आप समझ रहे हैं? ऐसे करेंगे आप। रूल 1 क्या है कर रहे हैं? जॉइंडर ऑफ प्लेंटिव्स। रूल 3 इज व्हाट? जॉइंडर ऑफ डिफेंडेंट्स। रूल 6 कॉन्ट्रैक्ट। रूल 7 प्लेंटिव इन डाउट। खत्म। ऑर्डर 1 पार्टीज हो गया। हंसराज सूट की डेफिनेशन ऐसे याद करते हैं प्रीलिम्स के लिए। नो, व्हाट इज द डाउट? व्हाट इज द डाउट ऑफ प्लेंटिफ? एज टू द पर्सन फ्रॉम whom he is entitled to obtain redress. This is the doubt of the plaintiff. मैं किस व्यक्ति से मुझे मेरा इलाज मिलेगा, रिलीफ किससे लूं मैं? If he is in doubt, then he may join 2 or more defendants as the case may be in that case. This is the rule 7. So rule 1, rule 3, rule 6 and rule 7. Basically these 4 rules are guiding you that who can be the party to the suit, whether in the capacity of plaintiffs or whether in the capacity of defendants. They are dealing with the joinder of plaintiffs or joinder of defendants. Please raise hand अगर बात समझ आ गई तो. So now you have seen rule 1, 3, 6, 7. So basically what you saw, what you read, what you studied, that was the case of joinder of plaintiffs and joinder of defendants. Now what if court is not comfortable with your joining of this? As a plaintiff, you are the master of your case. You will choose who should come with you along with you as plaintiffs. You will choose the defendants against whom you want to fight, and you will choose accordingly rule 1, rule 3, rule 6, rule 7. Got it? But what if the court thinks that because of your joining of plaintiffs or defendants, the trial of this case is going to delay, it is going to embarrass, then whether the court is powerless or the court has any role to do in this. So rule 2 and rule 3A are going to tell you the role of the court in such case. Rule 1, 3, 6 and 7, in these cases there was a role of plaintiff. Got it? Now it is the role of court, power of the court to order separate trial. What is this? Where it appears to the court that any joinder of plaintiffs, in case what? Joinder of plaintiffs, not defendants. In the case of joinder of plaintiffs, may embarrass or delay the trial of the suit. Court को ऐसा लगता है, then court may put the plaintiffs to their election or order separate trials or make such other order as may be expedient. समझे आप? This is the language. Now I show you this. When, see, it appears to the court that, क्या लगता है? It appears to the court that, क्या लगता है? ये लगता है that any joinder of plaintiff may embarrass or delay the trial of the suit. So this is the satisfaction of the court. This is the finding of the कोर्ट दैट एनी जॉइंडर की, भाई साहब आपने तो P1, P2, P3 लाइन लगा दी आपने, कजन भी लो और इससे भी लो और उससे भी लो, सबको प्लेंटिफ को पहले आए झगड़ा करने के लिए यहाँ पर, समझ रहे बात? नाउ द कोर्ट कम्स टू कंक्लूजन दैट बिकॉज ऑफ सच जॉइंडर ऑफ प्लेंटिफ्स देयर इज एन लाइकलीहुड दैट ट्रायल में बी डिलेड इन दिस केस. देन व्हाट आर द ऑप्शंस बिफोर द कोर्ट? कोर्ट कैन से व्हाट? Then court may put the plaintiffs to their election. तो इलेक्शन नहीं है ये आपका बीजेपी का कांग्रेस का इलेक्शन, वो नहीं, यहां प्लेंटिफ्स को चुनना पड़ेगा. भाई क्या कर रहे हो ये? व्हाट आर यू डूइंग दिस? यू इलेक्ट हु आउट ऑफ यू वांट टू कम फॉरवर्ड है, इज सीरियस अबाउट दिस. we can't move this case with all you plaintiffs because of your presence. If you all remain as a plaintiffs, this trial is going to delayed. So now you are put to election now or order separate trials. Now you say, suppose मान लीजिए you all bring a suit and as joint plaintiffs. Now I am saying as a court presiding officer, see, if you think only you can pursue your case, you bring your suit separately now. order separate trials चलेगा सबका. Got it? Or make such other order. So now court के पास these are the choice, 3 options. Please highlight all 3 options separately and keep it in mind. These are the 3 options before, 3 kinds of orders which can be passed by the court. Number 1, court may put the plaintiffs to their election. Number 2, or order separate trial. Number 3, make such other order as it thinks fit. So these are the 3 orders which can be passed by the court under Rule 2. When this is the case, when it appears to the court that any joinder of plaintiffs is likely to embarrass or delay the trial of the suit. Please raise hand अगर ये बात समझ में आ रही हो तो आपको ये है ना. तो ये ऑप्शन है, these are the circumstances and these are the orders which can be passed by the court. So you should make your notes like this. Always break your barrack in such a way कि these are the circumstances. What circumstances are this? That it appears to the court that the trial is going to be delayed. Then what the court will do? Court will put the plaintiffs to their election, separate trial or any other order which the court deems fit. कर लेंगे आप लोग. Now same thing is with 3A. 3A, power to order separate trial, where joinder of defendants may embarrass or delay trial. This is the case. So where it appears to the court that any joinder of defendants may embarrass or delay the trial of the suit, same language, the court may order separate trial or make such other orders as may be expedient. See this slide please. Again, if it appears to the court that what, any joinder of defendants, not the plaintiffs now, it was the case of 2. Now 3A, joinder of defendants. Joinder of defendants may embarrass or delay the trial. Court may order separate trials or may make such other orders. कर ले. Now again this. Come to 4. Rule 4. Court may give judgment for or against one or more of the joint parties. This is, see, now you have done what? You have joined the parties. There is the case of joinder of parties. There is the case of joinder of defendants. On the one hand, there are multiple plaintiffs, and on the other hand, there are multiple defendants. Now, is it necessary that the relief should be given to all the plaintiffs, or relief should be given against all the defendants? क्या ये जरूरी है जिन जिन लोगों ने सू किया है प्लेंटिफ्स को अगर अवार्ड देना है, उनके फेवर में कोई जजमेंट करना है, तो क्या सभी को रिलीफ देना जरूरी है या सभी डिफेंडेंट्स के खिलाफ ऑर्डर करना जरूरी है? आंसर लाइज इन रूल 4. प्लीज रीड दिस. सो आई रीड यू बैरेक्ट ऑफ रूल 4. सी, judgment may be given without any amendment. Please see these words, very important. Without any amendment. You need not to amend the petition, you need not to amend the pleadings at all. Judgment may be given. और judgment कौन देगा? जनाब जिल्ले लाही प्रेजाइडिंग ऑफिसर, जो आप बनेंगे किसी दिन, है ना? तो judgment may be given without any amendment for such one or more of the plaintiffs. Please see the language. क्या कह डाला लैंग्वेज में? For such one or more plaintiffs as may be found to be entitled. Out of so many plaintiffs, suppose there were 10 plaintiffs, suppose there were 5 plaintiffs, you can say, only 3 are found to be entitled, only 1 is found to be entitled, then according to this rule 4, judgment may be given without any amendment for such one or more of the plaintiffs as may be found to be entitled to the relief. बोलो है ना? कर लेंगे. Similarly, judgment may be given against such one or more of the defendants as may be found to be liable. So it is not necessary if there are 5 defendants, judgment should be given against all of them. Liability कौन किसकी फिक्स हो रही है? Liability किसके खिलाफ प्रूव हो रही है? That is material. जिन व्यक्तियों को लाइबिलिटी फिक्स हो पा रही है, प्रूव हो पा रही है, only judgment will go against only those defendants. So joinder of plaintiffs or joinder of defendants do not determine the final outcome. Final outcome will determine upon the basis of the facts proved. Got it or not? Judgment will go in favor only of those plaintiffs who are found to be entitled. Judgment will go against those defendants who are found to be liable. कर लेंगे? So this is, you see this slide and everything will be clear to you. See this please. One or more of the plaintiffs, one or more of the defendants. This is the case. है कि नहीं? Judgment may be given without any amendment for such one or more of the plaintiffs against such one or more of the defendant. This is the case, and it depends who are entitled and who are liable accordingly. So this is order 2, 3 and 3A and 4. So till now, right now हमने क्या करा? Rule 1 was the joinder of plaintiff. Rule 3 was the joinder of defendants. Then we went to rule 6 on the basis of contract. Then we went to rule 7. Okay, when plaintiff was in doubt. So rule 1, 2, 3, 4. Now plaintiff read these 4 rules 1, 3, 6, 7 and he drafted a plaint. Got it? But court comes to the conclusion, you have done such blunder. If I continue, if this court continues with your joinder of plaintiffs or joinder of defendants, it is going to be embarrassed or it is going to be delayed. Then court can take action under rule 2 or 3A. Got it? Now it can order separate trials. It can pass any other order. It can put the plaintiffs to the election कि भैया करना क्या है? समझ में आ गई बात? Now after the conclusion, in view of the joinder of plaintiffs, joinder of defendants, it is not the compulsory that judgment should come in favor of all the plaintiffs or against all the defendants. It all depends who are found to be entitled, who are found to be liable. Rule 4. So now this is the case. So rule 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 3A सब पढ़ लिया आप लोगों ने. Now you please see this.
दोस्तों, एक एजुकेशन एक ऐसी चीज है, ज्ञान एक ऐसी चीज है जो जितना पढ़ाओगे, जितना शेयर करोगे उतना बढ़ेगा. तो आपकी शेयरिंग में भी आपको दुआएं मिलेंगी. हो सकता है किसी स्टूडेंट का आपके थ्रू भला हो जाए. हमारा चैनल, हमारी वीडियोस हो सकता है आपके माध्यम से, और हो सकता है वो इंसान जज बन जाए, तो कहीं ना कहीं आपका कंट्रीब्यूशन उसमें भी हो जाएगा. इसलिए कम से कम एक बात पर कंजूसी मत कीजिएगा. अगर आपको वीडियो पसंद आया हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक कीजिए इसको, और इसको एक अच्छा सा कमेंट भी लिखिए, शेयर भी कीजिए इसको. और अभी तक अगर आपने सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया हो हमारा चैनल तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और बेल बटन को जरूर दबा दें ताकि आपको नोटिफिकेशंस मिलते रहें. थैंक यू वेरी मच.